What started as a simple hike in the forest quickly turned into a strange mystery with severe consequences for this local woman. And it all started when she found this scared, odd-looking creature nestled underneath some wild bushes. It looked nothing like she had ever seen before. She took it home to nurture it. But then an expert looked at it and told her this. But before we start our story, smash the like button, make sure to subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you won't miss any news stories. Lily never planned to go hiking that morning. Black clouds hung in the air and rain was forecast. But for some strange reason, Lily felt pulled toward the forest. She needed to be in the forest. And it was a good thing she did, because what she found there was bizarre, to say the least. It started with a high-pitched whining noise about 30 minutes into her hike. Lily moved carefully toward the noise, brushing aside a low-hanging branch. And there, curled beneath a fallen log, was a small animal she couldn't quite place. Its fur was light brown and messy, and it shivered like it had been out there for hours. Lily's heart pulled on her, saying that she should take and nourish this helpless creature. Still, she hesitated. Wild animals had families. Was its mother nearby, maybe watching? She was sure that the animal was alone and it needed help, so she carefully removed her scarf and scooped the creature into it. It didn't fight or just, let out a tiny sigh and curled into the warm fabric. Holding it gently, she stood again, the scarf forming a makeshift sling against her chest. "I'll help you," she murmured with a soft voice. But as she stepped back onto the trail, the hairs on her arms stood up. There it was again. It felt like something, or someone, was watching her from the shadows, just out of sight. Lily walked faster, keeping her eyes on the path. By the time she reached the edge of the woods, Lily's legs were sore from rushing. Her little red car sat alone in the dirt lot, surrounded by tall trees. Lily reached her car and opened the side door carefully, placing the bundle down on a folded hoodie. That heavy sense of being watched settled over her like fog. He wore a dark jacket and something strapped across his chest, maybe a bag. He didn't call out. He just stood there like a statue, watching her with a kind of stare that made Lily's stomach twist. Lily wasn't sticking around to find out more about the man. She wanted to get out of there as soon as possible. Lily fumbled for the door handle without losing eye contact. Lily quickly slid into the driver's seat and locked the doors. Glancing up again, she saw that the man hadn't moved, but now his posture had changed. The engine started, and gravel crunched beneath her tires as she backed out fast. Her fingers tightened around the wheel. What was that? Back home, Lily carried the scarf-wrapped creature into the living room. She placed it gently on a soft towel near the heater, then stepped back and watched. It barely moved. She brought it a small bowl of water and a plate with leftovers from last night. It didn't touch either, but its eyes followed her across the room, following her constantly. Later that night, after the creature had eaten more and fallen asleep in a curled little ball, Lily sat on the couch with her laptop. She searched for animal types that could live in these woodland areas, but nothing matched exactly, not with that fur. By the next morning, the animal had moved closer to the heater and rested more comfortably. It still avoided her touch most of the time, but didn't look quite as afraid. Lily smiled. "I can't just keep calling you creature." She tilted her head. "You look like a Milo." The animal blinked once. "Okay, Milo, it is," she said. "Welcome home, I guess." The days that followed were quiet, but not normal. Milo stayed close to the fireplace and only moved when Lily wasn't watching. He'd wait for her to turn her back before shifting positions or exploring. She tried to take photos, but they always came out blurry. The weirdest part? Milo didn't make a single sound, not even a squeak. And then, on the third day, while taking out the trash, Lily noticed something strange. A black Jeep Wrangler sat parked at the end of her road. Its plates were blackened and the windows were tinted, but there was definitely someone inside. Lily paused, frowning. Her neighborhood wasn't exactly busy. She knew every regular car, but she'd never seen this one before. Lily stood for a moment longer, pretending to fiddle with her phone. The Jeep didn't move. The driver didn't get out, just sat there. Lily turned and went back inside, pulling the curtain closed behind her. Maybe it was just nervous speculation, but Lily somehow felt that this car was related to that man in the woods. She had no idea how right that assumption was. That night, around 2 a.m, Lily woke up to a strange glow spilling across her bedroom ceiling. She got out of bed and peeked through the curtains. Headlights shone inside, and after adjusting to the brightness, Lily saw the Jeep again, illuminating her house from across the street. Bright beams lit up her driveway, her porch, and part of the living room. She watched for what felt like forever, but still no one got out. Eventually, the headlights flicked off, and the Jeep rolled slowly down the road, disappearing into the dark. Lily stayed frozen, listening to the quiet. When she finally climbed back into bed, her heart wouldn't settle. Someone was watching her, and they weren't being subtle about it anymore. When morning came around, Lily tiptoed downstairs to check on Milo, expecting him to be curled up where she left him, but the towel was empty. Her eyes darted around, then widened. The dog crate she'd borrowed from her neighbor was knocked over, its metal door unlocked. Cereal boxes littered the kitchen floor, and something had torn through her pantry like a storm. "Milo, what on earth?" she yelled out. The dog crate had clearly been no match for him even in his weakened state. How had he escaped? This strange animal appeared to be much more cunning than he looked. Milo licked his face and stared at her. Lily took a step forward, and oddly enough, Milo did the same thing, suddenly trusting Lily's presence. Lily held up her hands. "It's okay, bud. I'm not mad." She spoke calmly, trying not to spook him. Milo stayed still for a second, then leapt from the counter into her arms, finally fully trusting her. Maybe the abundance of food here made him gain confidence and trust in her. Whatever it was a welcome surprise. Still, Lily wanted to know what she was dealing with. They established a baseline of comfort with each other, but now it was time to truly figure out what Milo was and why he was shivering by himself in the woods. "Maybe you have something to do with that man who followed me home," Lily said to Milo while reaching for her phone. She searched online and called the local veterinarian's office. "Can I come over?" The vet's assistant was calm but curious. "What kind of animal is it?" Lily hesitated. "I'm not sure. That's why I'm calling." They agreed on a time that afternoon. As she ended the call, Milo poked his head out from under the table, watching her. He tilted his head slightly, as if he'd understood every word. Her stomach tightened again. Lily wrapped Milo in her scarf before heading out. His little body clung tightly to her as if he already knew the world outside was dangerous. Lily opened the front door and scanned the street. The Jeep wasn't there. Lily let out a breath of relief, but that comforting feeling was short-lived, because the moment she started her car, it appeared around the corner. The black Jeep turned onto her street just as she backed her car out of the driveway. Her hands gripped the wheel tightly. She tried not to look in the mirror too much, but it was hard not to. The Jeep kept its distance, but it followed persistently. Every turn she made, every light she passed, it was still there, creeping up on her. Lily took the highway instead of the back roads, hoping the open stretch would help her feel less trapped. But the Jeep stayed behind her the whole time, always a few cars back, never pulling beside her, never passing. Her heart raced, and Milo pressed himself deeper into her scarf. He could feel it, too. The moment she reached the city center, Lily made a sharp turn into a crowded parking lot beside a bookstore and waited. The Jeep drove past. Lily waited a bit longer, but it didn't return. Her legs trembled as she stepped out of the car, cradling Milo close. She hurried into the vet's office tucked between a laundromat and a bakery. Milo buried his head into her neck. The receptionist pointed her to the waiting room. Lily kept glancing at the door, but the Jeep didn't come back. After coaxing Milo onto the exam table, the vet examined him slowly. Then he froze. His expression changed as he leaned closer, examining the shape of the skull and pressing near the ears. "That's not right," he murmured. Lily watched anxiously. Without answering her questions, the vet moved quickly across the room. He opened a drawer, pulled out glasses, and began searching on his computer. Newspaper headlines filled the screen: confiscated, endangered, missing specimens. He clicked through images and articles, stopping at one that looked like Milo, though not quite. He pointed. "This isn't just rare, it's a fennec fox from North Africa. But this one's different, no pointy ears, a subspecies extremely rare, valuable." Lily stared at the screen. The vet continued. "There's a black market for animals like this. Traffickers smuggle and sell rare species to private collectors. Someone probably smuggled him in." Lily's skin prickled. "So he escaped?" The vet nodded. "Maybe from transport or a breeder." Lily mentioned the man in the woods in the Jeep. "If he's what I think he is, someone out there lost something expensive, and they're not going to stop looking. The man, he was there the day I found Milo. He didn't speak, just watched." The vet believed Milo had escaped captivity, and the man had tracked her ever since. Lily felt sick. "Then he's dangerous." The vet didn't deny it. He picked up the phone. A plan came together. Officers fitted Lily's car with a tracker and mic, asking her to drive a set route past surveillance points. "You're the bait," they said, "but we'll be everywhere." She didn't hesitate. Milo pressed close to her chest, as if he understood. Just past Meadow Hill Road, the black Jeep appeared. It followed at a steady pace. Lily's hands trembled on the wheel. She whispered into the mic. "He's here." The reply came quickly. "We see him. Stay calm." At the final intersection, cruisers blocked the road. The Jeep stopped too late. Officers surrounded the vehicle and pulled the man out. Milo hissed low. "He's not taking you back," Lily whispered. The trafficker was arrested and sentenced for illegal wildlife trade. Investigations uncovered dozens of smuggled animals. Milo had escaped during a transfer, the only one to get away. He couldn't return to the wild, but he didn't need to. The state arranged a sanctuary home for him. Months later, Lily visited the sanctuary deep in the hills. Flowers lined the path and birdsong filled the air. Milo spotted her from across the enclosure and ran over, tail flicking. He looked stronger, healthier. Lily knelt by the fence, smiling through tears. "You made it," she whispered. And deep down, she had too.